What's good, YouTube? Nocturne just got a huge buff to work with Fearsomes now, and you already know I'm super hyped about Nocturne. I love Nocturne, one of my favorite champions in the whole game, so first thing I did, make Fearsomes. I went 10-1 the first day, 8-1 the second day, and continuing to have a pretty good win streak while refining the deck, so here's what I came up with, and this is also a comprehensive guide. In the past, Fearsomes were tier 1 deck at one point during the Go Hard meta, and I finished as the highest ranking Fearsome player of that meta, and I'd hope to do the same this season, or at least try and show you guys how to play Fearsome optimally. So, first go on the deck list. Alright, so the deck is mostly pretty straightforward, just a bunch of Fearsome units, but there is some cool text in here. So, first card, 3 Market Isles, this is one of these texts. Grant ally +2/+2 and ephemeral. So regularly turn 1, you're passing with no unit. The only unit you really play on turn 1 is the Precious Pet. So this is just a 1 mana, cheap, tide turning combat trick. I'm telling you, this is like game winning most of the time. Like, you'd say you have a miss rate that's like a 4/2 or whatever, and you attack with it, and they Mystic Shot, you can buff it and push for 6 damage. Also gives you good combat trades. It's pretty important for 1 mana. You can also just push for 2 damage to potentially be lethal. Alright, so 3 Precious Pet, this is my splash. A lot of people are splashing Shurima. I personally lately have been liking the Noxus Splash just for 3 Precious Pet, that's it. Just a 1-drop Fearsome, puts the pressure on as an aggro deck, and it also helps level Nocturne right away, because he levels with Fearsome attackers now, but we'll get to Nocturne soon. Rest of the deck, pretty straightforward. Stygian, Nightfall, gets bigger. Fearsome, we got Spider Fearsome, just more Fearsomes that are 2 drops, and they also level Elise. We got 3 Elise. There's some cool stuff, you can do like 1 Callisto, 1 Cat, but I like 3 Elise because the way you level Elise regularly is that you have a 2 of her. You have Crawling Sensation, which will summon 2 Spiderlings, and then you'll be able to level her because you have 3 Spiders. In general, she's just the best 2-drop in the deck also, and you want a lot of 2-drops. She's probably just the best, is 3 Elise, 3 Nocturne. 3 Misrace, get bigger. When they're summoned, they grant other Misrace everywhere, +1/+0. Phantom Butler, very, very strong. This card's an important role in the deck. Not only just being a Fearsome, but especially if they have like a 3/2 blocker or whatever, he trades. So if they say they summon like a 3/1, you summon this, you get good trades in. And then the Hollowed, rest of the game, the first unit you attack with each turn gets +1/+0. So he's very good at being a Fearsome who trades well for his Hollow effect later. 2 On Dusk. I originally had Fading Memories, but I'm collabing with someone else named Zolt, who me and him both have like a 75% winner at this deck right now. So he swears this is good, so we're trying it out. So draw 1. That's just 1 effect. The other effect is Nightfall. Activate an ally's Nightfall effect, ignoring targeted portion. So Nocturne can -1/-0 everything. Doombeast can heal 2. Stygian becomes a 4/1 Fearsome. So either this or Fading Memories. Fading Memories is also good to trigger Nocturne easily, but I'm doing Onto Dusk right now. 3 Doombeast, drain 2, just give you Burn Reach. Also Nightfall, so helps level the Nocturne. 3 Frenzied Skitterer, buffs your Spiders, -1/-0 their boards. They can't block the Fearsomes, push for huge damage. 2 Stalking Shadows, just good refuel. You don't want to double draw it, so I run 2, just to draw it later in the game and get more units. Nocturne, so the star of the show. Originally, level when you attack with 5 Nightfall units, now it's Nightfall or Fearsomes. He levels absurdly fast in this deck. I'm talking about absurdly fast. I haven't leveled on 4 like tons and tons of times. Just all your units are Fearsomes or not Nightfall in the entire deck. So besides Wraithcaller, but someone's a Fearsome. So yeah. So also Nightfall effect. So if second card plays turn, you can give something vulnerable and give all enemies -1/-0. You want to give their unit that could block the Fearsomes vulnerable to hook it out of the way and attack with everything else for like 15+ damage or whatever. This also helps so they can't block the Fearsomes. Fearsome obviously. Only enemies 3 or more power can block them. And enemies leveled. Every time you play an ally or summon, every time you summon an ally, actually matters. -1/-0 enemy board. This works with the least attacking, gives you a Spider. Mist Wraith, the Risen Mist, it's burst speed Mist Wraith to make it -1/-0. Summon Skitter, it's -2/-0. 1 from Skitter, 1 from this effect. You summon Wraithcaller, it's -2/-0 because it's Wraithcaller summons another guy. So they can't block your guys, you push for huge damage. Risen Mist, summon a Mist Wraith. 4 mana. It uses spell mana though, and it's burst speed, so you can have like a good board. Then it's your turn. Draw, summon this immediately. At burst speed, attack with everything before they can play a blocker and go for game. And last but not least, Wraithcaller. So this card is very important. Obviously, Allegiance, summon a Mist Wraith. Only have Precious Pet as our non-shadow card. This huge tempo. 4 mana, 4/3 summons a Myth Rate's insane. So I'll go over the mulligan while we play, but I just want to real quick preface it because the mulligan's probably, in aggro, one of the most important parts, one of the harder parts of aggro is getting the mulligan right. So here's what I think is the optimal mulligan in this deck 100%. The priorities, this is number 1 priority, is a Fearsome for turn 2 and a Fearsome for turn 3. You need to have those 2 or your deck just won't function. You want to pressure, you'll lose. So if you want to win, you need to have, like 2 of these, like an Elise and a Horror, Elise and a Mist Wraith, Horror and Mist Wraith. Phantom Butler, you just need a Fearsome for turn 2 and turn 3, okay? If you already have both of those, the next check is you want Wraithcaller. Wraithcaller is insanely powerful in this deck. The best turn 4 you can possibly have, so Fearsome for turn 2, Fearsome for turn 3, and Wraithcaller. Those are like the main priorities. to always get. And if you already have all 3, then you can mulligan for Mark of the Owls when you pass turn 1, or Precious Pet to attack turn 1. So your 1-drop is actually the least important. The reason why is because you don't run many 1-drops, and you want to save this for after turn 1. So it's not reliable to mulligan for Pet, because you won't see it. You only have 3. Not like you have multiple 1-drops, so yeah. So Fearsome for turn 2, Fearsome for turn 3, Wraithcaller, then these. And the only other difference for the mulligan is you're attacking on 1. You want to keep this, because you can play it on turn 3. So turn 2, you play a 2-drop Fearsome. Turn 3, you play a 2-drop Fearsome and then Stygian. On turn 4, it's not as good, because on turn 4, if you're attacking second, you'll be playing Wraithcaller. So if you're attacking on odds, you want to keep Stygian as well. Alright, so that's the deck. Let's get into some games. I've been doing great in Masters with this deck, so we're going to play some Master Rank games. Here we go. But before we do that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment below what you guys think about the Fearsome deck and the patch in general. But here we go. Here's the deck. Alright, playing versus the newly buffed Swain. Swain is absolutely crazy. He gets Overwhelm when he levels, which is very easy to do by turn 5. His deck is like, I think, 56 or 58% one, right? It's a good one. Gotta be careful. Alright, so Mark of the Owls turn 1 for the banked mana. Butler turn 2, we get a Fearsome for turn 3, and ideally Wraithcaller would be a good curve. Alright, so we have this for bank turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and Wraithcaller. Alright, not bad. Now, this matchup gets infinitely harder when they have the Watchlight on 1 for 2 reasons. One, that's half of Swain's level by itself, which is already pretty insane. But the other thing... Okay, so we'll talk about the game real quick. So, does he have a 2-drop that can block Fearsome? No. This can lose to Make It Rain. I don't want to lose to Make It Rain. So we're going to swing with this. There shouldn't be a 2-drop that can block this, and this doesn't die to Make It Rain. Oh god, so that level Swain by itself. The reason I was afraid the Watchlight again is that it'll give him a Fearsome blocker. Each round it'll spawn. Now there's 2 of them. So by turn 4, he was going to have a 33. Now he's going to have it immediately. Just pretty scary. His Swain would be leveled by 5, so we're going to hope he doesn't have it by 5. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. But we'll see how the game goes. Not only is it a Fearsome blocker, it also can... Oh god. It also can be way bigger than our Fearsomes, and it'll live through the trade. I guess in case he wants to attack, we'll play this as a blocker. This forces him to not be able to attack... Oh, he's going to attack with it anyway. Interesting. So we'll just block with that. So only spawn 2, so it'll just be a 2-2. Therefore, not able to block our Fearsomes next turn. So normally I play Wraithcaller here, but the fact that he has no Fearsome blockers at all makes me... Oh, that's really good for later. Makes me just want to play more Fearsomes here, which I think I'm going to do. So we're just going to go ahead and play more Fearsomes. He could Eye of Nagakoboris to make this a Fearsome blocker, but it only gives him 1, so it's really not a big deal. Like, none of these should be able to block Fearsome. The scary thing is that Swain will clear our entire board next turn. Because he's level 2 as Overwhelm now, which is pretty insane. So we'll get the max damage in case he has removal. Pushing for 9. Alright. So here we just pray he doesn't have Swain. Because if he doesn't have Swain, we pretty much just win the game. If he does, we're not in a good spot. But we do have some refuel. Even if he clears our board... Oh god. Like, even if he clears our board, we just kind of, like, reset it up and then, hope he can't deal with it. Are we already leveled? I think we might be already leveled on Nocturne. 4 to 5. Almost. So we'll just pass here. Okay, almost at the wrong attack order. Would have been very good for us. Get some blockers in here. They're gonna die anyway, but just saves us health. It's this Fearsome we can't block with Elise. Yeah, so we go to 4. And our whole board dies, which is really scary. He has multiple Fearsome blockers, but we can redevelop here. So as long as we don't miss that, we have a chance. The scary thing is he does have the board stun with Swain. I could play this in a Nocturne, giving him list blockers. Interesting. That's probably our best play. Is to just do this immediately. So we can hook that away with something. Potentially lethal with Mark of the Isles. We have 1 Hollowed Engrave. It's going to be a long shot, but I think we can win this. I usually beat this deck most of the time. They have to have Swain on 5 or they lose automatically, but this is what the deck does at full power. I can just like play Swain on 5, clear your board. Still winnable though, if you can just redevelop. He needs an answered Nocturne or a way to stun it. Death Hand could be good because it could kill this and stun that, but we have Mark of the Isles with... Oh, ooh, interesting. So we'll buff our weakest one This would be Fearsome now. So I guess we can just hook with this. Now, what I think you might have is I have Nagakaboris. Make that a Fearsome blocker. And it doesn't matter if we kill Swain or not, because we're losing this game, like, from here on out. Alright, and GG's. We had Mark of the Owls too, to push we even needed to, so really good stuff. Alright, playing for Scouts, interesting. I don't think I've played this matchup yet. I guess we'll go for the standard mulligan here. Just try and get a Fearsome for 2 and 3. I actually kind of like these. These do die to Misfortune, but outside of that, they trade well into his Fearsome blockers. I think if Misfortune, we have problems anyway. And I don't even know if we're going to block her. So we should be fine to just keep these. Alright, it's a good start. Gets the attune. So it basically costs 0. Try and push with our Fearsome. Grand Sculptor. Okay, I don't really care about their defense. I care about their attack, so it's not a big deal to us if they have extra health. I think we're gonna have to draw Nocturne to win this one, though. We're just kind of hoping he doesn't have Misfortune on turn 3. It's gonna be very hard for us to deal with. Okay, it's not Misfortune. This is also why I liked having this, because he's actually trade. Like, if he does like this, then we get the hollowed. Just not a big deal. Alright. Not bad. Do I block here? If he full attacks, I might have to. Just so we don't die. Probably attack with that too. They could potentially kill us first. They benefit off having wide boards. This may be one of the only matchups where I play the grind and I actually want to block. Usually I don't want to. I guess I still won't. Maybe Skitter can ruin one of his attacks. They run the card Inspiring Light that buffs their whole board +1/+0. Just terrifying. Play some more Fearsomes here. Nocturne can try to steal the game for us later. They're not going to 3-attack unit. See, they're 1 cost. Very rare. But I guess we'll buff this. It shouldn't matter here, though. So pushing for 10. All these are below. 3 attacks that can't block our Fearsome. We have a leveled Nocturne almost. It's pretty good defense, though. We have burst speed, we have healing. We can just take that. I think I just play Skitter. I think defensive Skitter is actually pretty good. This makes the whole attack so weak. We can even block some of the stuff now. Sure. If he doesn't full swing, we'll just take it. I think we still just take this in case he has any combat tricks. Yeah, we can just pass here. We have Spell Mana Bank for Risen Mist. He's losing 5 mana. Like, he might rally, but then we can just block everything at that point. He's tapped out. He probably does have a rally. This actually should do almost nothing. I also want to do the burst speed, Risen Mist, and a Nocturne play next turn. It's insane. Okay, so that can block a Fearsome, but I didn't block any of his cards, so he doesn't even get the Valor. Alright. Go ahead and play the Risen Mist here. Nocturne on this, so our whole board's Fearsome. He's going to level 1 attack. None of them can block it. We're going to push like infinite damage. We pretty much win here. I don't really see a way out of this. We have a Hollowed Engrave. Put that on the 2/2, it's our weakest, diversify our damage. It's really strong. This should just be game, this is crazy. Yeah, Nocturne's really strong now. He levels so fast in this deck. I often level him in turn 4. Just straight up, if they don't have Fearsome blockers. Genevieve buffs the board. We will defend. So I guess what what I'll do now is I'll just hook this with our weakest unit. To push max amount of damage. This level up is so sick. I love this level up. Nocturne's so cool. Pushing for 17, he only has 1 blocker here. Block the Nocturne, and he still takes 13. So, GG. And we had double Doom Beast reach, so game and then some. For sure. Good game. Alright, playing as newly buffed Fiora. She is now a 4/4. Pretty scary against our deck. She cleans up most things for free. We're gonna mulligan for our 2-drop Fearsome and 3. Okay, so we got our Fearsomes for the upcoming turns. So if we're going first, I keep Stygian. I don't keep it going second, because on turn 3 I can go, okay, 2-drop and then 1-drop. So on turn 2 we'll play this, turn 3 we'll play these. So pretty good damage output. Drawing Mark the Owls is really strong in this matchup for when they do play Fiora, because we're able to trade with her. Instead of having her like potentially reach her win con of killing 4 units to win the game, we're able to trade with her and just stop that in its tracks. That's what pass turn 1 here. I want to save this for turn 3. And this is where drawing the Mark Owls is also good, because we regularly pass turn 1 unless we draw a Precious Pet. Okay, passes here. It's fine. No Fleet Tracker's pretty good for us, because I can start cleaning up our Fearsome units and get good trades with the combat tricks and the support chains that this deck does. Oh, so this is Pantheon. Interesting. So this is one reason I like Butler a lot, is that when he trades with the Fearsome blockers, the 3/2s, I get hollowed. That's really, really strong, just to kind of like put on pressure, and if they block it, it's still good for us. We drew the Mark. That can help us deal with Fiora, so we'll probably save it for Fiora. Because Fiora will probably try and kill the Stygian, and we can go for the Mark here to trade with them. I guess Bright Shield Protector would be scary here. Gets a free block. This guy's definitely in the tank. So what could he have if he's thinking this much? Against Laurent Progy, it's awkward. Okay. Second, Mountain Goat, that's pretty good. He has 2/2 Fearsome blockers. I mean, most times, most decks don't have like all the kinds of Fearsome blockers. A lot of decks only have a few. This is really good for him to use multiple. Alright, chipper forward, get 2 Hollows engraved. So Hollowed. The rest of the game, the first ally that attacks each turn gets +1/+0. So these both die. The first ally attacks get +2/+0, which is great. Alright, so I'm definitely terrified of Fiora. I won't lie. Gotta be careful about her. We're already 3 out of 5 for Nocturne. Yep. I guess we'll just play a bunch of units here. We can try and hook her with Nocturne if we draw a way to trigger the Fearsome. That's fine. I don't want to waste Mark here, because he probably just has like Pale Cascade to counter it. We could draw a 1-drop. That'd be insane. We could also just Mark prematurely to try and trigger Nocturne. I don't do that often, though. Thinking about if he's going to gem or not. That's probably what it is. So, 2 Hollowed again. Whenever we play first as the attacker, we'll get +2/+0 for the rounds. Really hoping we draw a way to trigger the Nocturne, so we can just force the trade with that. Precious Pet's our best draw here. For sure. And we will be leveling next turn, too, which is nice. That's fine. Again, we have Mark and Hollowed, so we can clear her. Ooh, close. We could save Nocturne. Nocturne's probably better later. Because like on defense we don't have much to do. Like we want to go wide, and playing these on defense doesn't really do that much. I'd rather offensively play the units and then just sit on this for the rest of the game. We had a way to trigger the Nightfall Beacon. We do, but we have to pre-commit. If I pre-commit, it's too risky. We need to make sure we clear this Fiora. It's my Discord. Sorry, chat. This guy's really in the tank. He does not want the Fiora to die. At all. I mean, this is the win con for him. If he plays a unit, he might be tapping too low. This guy is really thinking, though. Ooh, a weapon. Hopefully he doesn't get one that gets a lot of defense, or he could be in a bad spot. Oh, he's doing it on itself. Trying to have multiple ways to block it. That's fine. So we'll attack here, put this on the weakest one. That way it doesn't have, like if we don't put it on this, you can just block it with whatever. So we'll diversify our threats here. So unless he has Sharp Sight, we should be able to kill this. With Mark. We have level Nocturne now, which is really good. Yeah, Fiora's terrifying for this deck, but we do have ways to answer her. Even Pale wouldn't save it. Yeah, he needs Sharp Sight, which a lot of people are cutting down on nowadays, so definitely realistic for him not to have it. Ooh, Broadwing. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Maybe we should hold off until after his attack. We could even just pass down the whole turn, potentially. And just try and get like a huge Nocturne. Next turn where we just -1/-0 his whole board multiple times. And try and push with Fearsomes for game. We have 2 Hollowed still in grave. It's fine. I just don't want to put this down and have him kill it with like he can like buff it and then kill the Nocturne. It's just committing too many resources. Or unknown. Another Fiora. Oh god, that's terrifying. Passing though, that's not what I expected. We can use all of these this turn. So we definitely need a Nightfall activator for Nocturne if we want to hook the Fiora. I guess we'll do this. And put it on Fiora. So he has to have a strike spell to kill like Concerted. Could be good if he plays that. When we play this, this would be a 4/1. Go -1/-0 his board again. That's really strong. We still have 2 Hollowed. So we're just gonna buff our weakest unit. I guess it'll be this one. Just to diversify our damage, there's no clear best blocker for him. Because they only get limited blockers. They have to have 3 or higher power to block Fearsomes. Ooh, yeah. Not expecting that. Alright. We got a 4/1. These are minus again. This can't block at all. This can't either. So the combat reel can make it so either of these can block. We're hooked out of the way though, so only really this can block. Tail, okay. So potentially 2 blockers.
What else can I fight for but life?
Alright. So we're not going to hook that because it can't block the Fearsomes. We're just going to full swing here. And he only needs 2 blockers, taking 21 damage, and that is game. GG. Alright, nice. Well played, well played. Alright, that's the Fearsome deck. I think it's super strong. I play it every day, twitch.tv/NicMakesPlays, playing it live. If you guys want Nocturne action, aggro action, stuff like that, I'm your guy. You can run tons of cool cards like Fading Memories, Katarina, Callista, all kinds of stuff like Harrowing Return. So, you know, try and mix around how you like it. And make sure you guys like, subscribe. Tons of videos in the future with guys with new Swain, new Fiora, and hope you enjoyed the video. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.